How's everyone doing this afternoon? I know it's really late, and if you're tired of hearing about weight loss, I have really good news for you. I'm the last person that's going to talk about it today. Excuse me. When I first found out I was coming here today, the seriously first thought that went through my head is, oh my God, I have to hire a personal trainer. And then I had that brief thing in the back of my mind that was like, shit, do I have time for a boob job? And the thing is that even though I've been at this weight management thing for a very long time, it's really, really difficult sometimes to not have really dumb thoughts that go in the back of your head that aren't helping you move forward. And when we talk about weight loss in general, weight loss is not a symptom of health. It is not anywhere near a symptom of health. Weight loss is something that we can find through cancer. We can find weight loss through dysentery. We can find weight loss from tapeworms, and I once wished for those. Someone said, oh, don't eat that, you can get tapeworms. And I was like, yeah, tapeworms, weight loss. You know, there's so many ways that we can lose weight that don't signal health. And we do some pretty crazy things sometimes. I remember spending about a year of my life with a paper towel in the back of my underwear so that I didn't have orange spots showing in my clothes. I don't know if anybody's ever taken that medication. It's bad stuff. But it was, at the time, in my mind, something I really thought was going to help me be in a different body and feel better about myself because I was trying to lose weight instead of be healthy. And the state of our health is pretty poor if that's what we're looking at. So as far as health goes, balance is, what I call balance, is really the way to go. There's so many things that we're afraid of when it comes to moving forward and becoming healthy. Things like inconvenience, I think, is the biggest thing we are afraid of as Americans. We are so afraid of being inconvenienced. And because of that, we're so easily sold on gimmicks. And some of the craziest gimmicks, you know, like pizza with cheese in the crust. And it's not even good pizza. That's why they had to do that, because they needed to sell us on the gimmick, and they add all the extra calories and things like that. And then they put like the health things on our, you know, the health claims on our food. And the food has all kinds of terrible ingredients in it. It'll claim that it has 100 calories and it has omega-3s or prebiotics. What is a prebiotic? It's onion powder. If your food now has prebiotics in it, you are eating onion powder. You could have bought it at the dollar store, 2 for $1. So, you know, there's little gimmicks and things they do. And because of that, we get kind of warped in our thinking. So nutrition labels, you know, those things are just awful. But you have this nutrition label, and it'll tell you they can manipulate it however they want with the ingredients. So I always say, look at the ingredient list. That's where the money is. That's where the important stuff is. And so, you know, stuff like an avocado. I'll be eating an avocado, and people will say to me, oh, those have a lot of fat. Watch out for that. They have a lot of fat. Would anybody dare say that to me if I had my hand in a bag of Cheetos? Like, watch out for those Cheetos. They're high in fat. Same thing with, like, empty calories of food. If I really am craving a little bit of rice with a whole bunch of vegetable, and someone's like, oh, that rice is really full of empty calories. Well, no one tells me that when I'm drinking a beer. You know, sometimes you just want something. And when you're eating real food and it's all in balance, it's a good thing. I work with a tool called Nutrimere.com, and that's a tool that I've used. It's near and dear to my heart, and it comes along with the whole social media thing because it has a social community. It's a place where I can enter my food and find out how I'm doing and how it rates. I can find out that avocado that I've entered is actually not as bad as I might have thought. I can eat a whole avocado and not go over calories and fat and those things for the day. The really cool thing about this tool, though, is it's not like some of the fitness tools and some of the other ones that you might read about or you might hear people are using on their phones, because this does not focus on calories or weight loss as much as it focuses on getting your nutrients to be healthy. So remember that nutritional label that you see that says you need X percentage of iron a day and this much fiber? I know I'm getting that because I can look at my food, you know, tally at my food log and see what I'm doing, and I know that I'm actually in balance, which is just such a beautiful thing. And, you know, people, when you start making change, you have the family and friends can be really scared, and I know that that's one of those big things. People always ask me a lot of questions. People say, oh, I could never eat like that. Luckily, it's so evolutionary. One of the most beautiful things about being here today that has me so excited, I have learned so much. I've learned a lot, and I do this all the time, and just the vibe of being around all these people, that this is what you do, and this is what you, you're into, and the great things we can share with each other, it really is life-changing, not just for us, but for our family. Keep whacking the mic, I'm sorry about that. My family, when I started out on this journey to be healthier, they weren't on board with me. And I mean, there's still family members that aren't. You know, my father will still, like, we're from the South. He'll pound the table and tell you that dumplings are a vegetable. Vegetables are actually not meant to be chewed. They're meant to have pork fat, you know, an easier vessel to get into the body. But there's also a lot of good going on. And you know what? He checks his labels now. And he'll look for things and go, I think she'll let me feed that to her kids. My little kids, 7 and 9, are like little soldiers for health. And they're going around and someone will say, would you like a cupcake? And they're like, you know, it's got partially hydrogenated oil in it. And these grown adults are like, what? And it's kind of cool, you know? And they aren't saying, you can't eat this. What's that? Oh, they aren't saying you can't eat this, but they're saying, I can't eat this. And what's happened, because it's very evolutionary, the way it works, is that now we're finding at Scouts and at church and at all their other groups, people are saying, well, what can I serve that's not so bad? If these 7 and 9-year-olds won't eat it, God, it must be awful. So what can I serve? And so then they're actually educating grown adults that really didn't know about some of the ingredients in their food. And so it's all really cool stuff. But one of the best things of it all, and just being in balance, is trying to remember to bring fun into it. Because that's, when I talked about gimmicks before, the gimmicks are what they sell us on, because we, like I said, we don't want to be inconvenienced. We don't want to miss out on the fun. We don't want to miss out on the flavor. We just don't want to miss out on all those things that, you know, we're being promised, the great stuff. And real food is so fun. It is so fun to play and experiment and get in the kitchen. And if you don't do it, then you're really missing out, because there's just something really fun about mixing together a bunch of things you haven't had. And sometimes we've made meals in my house that are so bad, my husband and I are at the counter, at the table, with tears streaming down our faces, and we're like, man, that sucks. We will never mix this stuff together again. But it was still the point that we did it, and it was good. And really, as time goes by, the food gets better and better, and we don't do that a whole lot. But I can still remember a couple meals were really bad in the beginning when we were making changes. Just so much to celebrate, though, and there really is, because that's the whole thing, is that balance is universal. And we all need balance. We all want to live. We all want to be healthy. We all want to be happy. So we should be celebrating all the small moments, all the great meals we eat with friends, making it about eating meals with friends and family and loved ones, and just cherishing all of that. There is, paying it forward. As each of us go about today and about the rest of the week, I am leaving here so inspired just to continue to pay good health forward. I hope you guys can do the same, because the more this momentum builds, the more we are all going to benefit, the better this world is going to be, the better outlook our children have, the future. It's all just looks so good to me right now from this very point, even though I can't see because I'm blinded by all these lights. But so thank you guys very much. This has been an awesome experience. And I'm really bad at saying goodbye, so I'm just going to cut it off here. I've never been really good at saying goodbye and closing it out, so thank you.